Welcome back, friends, to the D4U USA channel. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We are immigration experts helping entrepreneurs and professionals live their American dream through their business, their investment, and their profession. My name is attorney Mari Ribeiro, and I am a lawyer licensed in the state of Florida. And today we're going to be talking about why pilots are excellent candidates for the EB-2 National Interest Waiver. Now, before we get started, as always, while yes, I am an attorney, it's important that you understand I am not your attorney unless we have a written agreement that says otherwise. So everything we're going to be talking about is not to be considered as legal advice, and it is only going to be for educational purposes only. This is because that every one of you and your situation is unique, and that's why I invite you to reach out to us so that we can give you personalized attention and guidance on how you can live your American dream through your piloting profession. So let's get into today's video. Have a nice recap of the EB-2 National Interest Waiver. This is a visa based on your profession that gives you the right to live and work in the United States. Now, the NIW stands for National Interest Waiver, meaning that having you here in the United States working actually benefits the entire nation, and the government will waive the requirement that you have a U.S. company sponsoring your petition. So you don't need to have a U.S. employer sponsoring your immigration application because the work that you are doing is so valuable to the entire nation. This is what makes the EB-2 National Interest Waiver so attractive, because you can self-sponsor your own immigration application and you don't have to rely on a U.S. company to petition for you. So how are pilots great candidates for the EB-2 National Interest Waiver? Well, firstly, pilots must have a diploma and at least 5 years of experience in their field and otherwise meet the requirements of the EB-2 application. Now, you may have heard, especially in recent news, that after the U.S. has a national shortage of pilots and after travel restrictions have finally been lifted in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, the aviation industry is facing a lot of problems with flight cancellations because there are not enough pilots to fly their planes. A major problem is that there's just simply not enough. And so to keep up with the demand, airlines have to have travelers ready to fly for their destinations after this 2 years of a hiatus in order not to be able to travel. So the reasons why airlines can't find enough pilots to fly their planes is because the current pilots are currently retiring much faster than new pilots can replace them. Secondly, because there are less pilots who are leaving the military to work for civil airlines. And lastly, because the cost of piloting training is just way too high and is acting as a deterrent from people going to piloting school. So this shortage actually strengthens the applications for pilots applying for the EB-2 National Interest Waiver, because the shortage is a national problem impacting the entire country. So the United States is trying to attract pilots to live and work in the United States through the EB-2 National Interest Waiver, meaning that pilots can apply for this visa without having a job offer from any of the U.S. airlines. This means that pilots can self-petition without having to be hired by U.S. employers like Delta, American Airlines, or JetBlue. If you are a pilot, this would be a great time for you to apply for your EB-2 National Interest Waiver. So I encourage you to email us and tell us about your career in the airline industry, and we'll be glad to guide you. We'll see you on the next video.